time. I'm Zoe, and this is Divinity Within Me, where we take time to get in touch with the divine. Okay, you guys. Are we eclipsing? This eclipse energy is crazy. I'm going to try to see how I can get um, how I can see the messages. If you guys are messaging me, you have to keep messaging me because they come up and go so fast. So if I don't see it and I can't read it, then I cannot respond to you. I'm not being a dick. Oh, you guys. So, this eclipse energy. So, can we first just talk about this new moon, right? And this secondary eclipse in the sign of Virgo. Has everybody been getting everything in order? Have you guys been doing all of your doing all of your things, getting all of your things in order? Look at my hair is crazy. This is like what my mom would say, but this is like my hair been looking like a nest. Hold on. Let me get it. This is also one of my favorite. I don't know if you can see in the back. It's actually not a pentagram. I mean, it can be, but the way that I have it is more like a heart. So this is really cool because you can wear it so many different ways. Guys, I'm just going to show you. You're going to have to humor me. So it can be, got to go back. It can definitely be like long, drop crotch if you want to pull it up. It can be a little shorty, it can be a little off the shoulders, it can be more down, more sexy. Hopefully YouTube doesn't kick me off for that. You can also have the waist come up and make it more like mom-like. What? I like to let it come down and pull the little pants up. Generally speaking, though, I like it like one, like this. Stays pretty good, actually. Not gonna lie. Stays really good. This is cotton bamboo, okay? Amazing, amazing material. Back to what I was doing before I saw the back. Sometimes I forget what I'm even until I get like the... Okay, so we're gonna go hat. Because my hair just be looking too crazy right now. I won't be able to talk to you guys with my hair looking like this. Nest style. We'll go straight capping on it, okay? There is a cap today on this head. We got jokes, remember. I also make these dope hats. They can be worn in different ways too. Today I'm gonna go cap. I'm gonna go more Sergeant Peppers. Okay, now I feel like I won't get distracted when I'm looking at the camera to talk to you. Okay, so you guys, eclipse energy, okay? And this is like how crazy it can be, right? It can just be something like so random out of nowhere where it's like, boom, this just has to happen right now. Like, why we're having a fashion show in the beginning of the reading? Okay, so the interesting thing about this, actually, this hat, they're telling me how to show you. I don't know if you can see it or not. This is the love hat. So it has love, it's hand stitched with my sewing machine. Anyways, so what they were telling me is I have to come back on and do the love reading. I was supposed to do it last night, but you know, guys, I just sometimes after I channel, I get super tired, you know, and I think that it's really important that people know whether we get into the love reading or not, that people that are tuning in for any type of eclipse energy know that it's important to rest, right? The new moon energy is more introspective. It's not like full moon. It's not like, that's why full moon is generally where you see the big parties and stuff like this, because that's when everybody can go out. That's when your social battery or energy has a lot more input to it, right? So now, knowing that, it's really good to be like, okay, like this is a great time if you need to take like cleansing baths, right? Virgo energy is really about let's cleanse, right? Let's cleanse everything. Let's get everything organized. Let's get everything situated. This is Virgo energy. Now Capricorn energy is very, everything has to be like this, but it's more militant is the best way I can describe it. It's more militant in form, and what I mean by that is it's a lot more rules, law, order, things like this, where the Virgo energy is more practical, right? So just know we're still like it's still closing, and we're still gonna have some of the energy of it like kind of pouring over a little bit, right? So expect that, right? Expect the unexpected. But meanwhile, the important thing is now on this new moon, because we are in eclipse energy, certain things, okay? Introspective. This is time to be either with people that are like very loved ones that you're doing the work with, that you're integrating the shadow or working through the shadows with, right? Or to be by yourself, right? Integrating the things that we need to integrate for ourselves because we're having this big transformation. Now, for people that are on a higher spiritual journey, okay, like for instance, I channel and do all this stuff. So I spend a lot of this time by myself. Why? Because I realize that the frequencies that I'm tuning into are at a different level, and I don't want to, it's like your A group of friends and your B group of friends. I mean, I don't know. All of my friends are from all over, so I can't really say that, but that's the best way I can kind of like describe it with people, right? Is there's like this difference of, you have like your fancy friends, and then you have like your down for anything friends, like you generally don't invite them to the same party because they might not get along. And so it's like that's kind of the energy, right? And I'm not saying like spiritual elitism, don't get me wrong, it's not like that. It's just like when there's people that are doing their work and integrating and doing their shadow and doing this, then it's really easy to be around, to integrate, to process and digest these things together. But if they're not actually doing them, then it can become discontentment, right, for your soul. And I feel like that's what's happening a lot. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I'm going to do a love reading now. And I think that it's important, like as we know, as these eclipses and everything is coming through, there is a lot so endings can reach beginnings. Now, for some people, there will be, so I started shuffling. These cards started flying over today because of the wind. And so in the process, I started shuffling these Island Time Wellness, right? This deck. And it's like a conversational deck and love oracle cards. Okay, love oracle cards. So it's a bit of conversation cards. And as I started, they started to come out, and the message was very clear, right? Because I didn't finish the love reading. And so for a lot of people, I just want to be clear. Now, in this eclipse energy, there will be a lot of things that are shifting, that are transforming, and that are transmuting. So for a lot of us, there will be very definite endings to reach new beginnings. Now, there will also be a lot of where old versions of self, old versions of others, old versions of timelines that are no longer serving us are ending, and these new ones are entering. So I just want to be clear, for a lot of people, there will be completely, like I understand, like I'm like, okay, I'm about to have new community, new friend, new everything, right? Because that's where I'm at, right? It's hard for me to, other than people that converse with me and other spiritual communities that I deal with, but not a lot of them are here, present where I'm at, or I haven't located them yet, right? Because we tend to stay in an hermit. Anyways, the point is I understand, right? So for other people that are just slowly bridging into other spaces, they might just actually see newer versions of the same people or the same scenarios. Now, there is a lot of things, what I can say, a lot of things that are getting stuck or held back in these low vibrational or 3D traps, right? I don't know how else to call it, but like a trap. And I think it's really important that people people understand, right? And this isn't just about human versus AI. This is about what is organic versus what is like lab created, right? It's like the difference of like mining an actual gem and having it shine versus like a synthetically made gem, right? And so the story or the information, what they want me to bring is as we're evolving on this more intuitive or spiritual path, we will know, right, who or what or where is for us by how things are organically unfolding, right? And this means I'm not saying you can't use computers or AI, but it's like once we stop coming up with the imagination, the creation, the vision, and we start allowing the machines and other, look at that, 1111, when we start allowing for that to become the norm, like we're kind of taking out this dream sense, right? We're taking out what makes us this beautiful part of creation, this human being, right? Because now we're like doing, we have to create something. Now we have something that's a chica, we could create, blah, blah, blah. No. So things that are meant for us will organically be attracted to us via vibrational frequency, right? Because when we start to hold and we're maintaining and we're vibrating at a specific frequency, this is what the universe is going to respond back, you know? Like I realized I've been kind of like, I had to ask a few people like, am I being too much, like too direct or too much when people are asking me this? Because I just really don't have the time, patience, or energy for bullshit anymore. Didn't be real, especially in love or partnerships or whatever. Do you know, like I have a set of standards that I need to be, you know, there's not expectations, but there is minimum requirements and or standards, right? And if you're not like improving something, right? If somebody isn't improving something, this goes for everybody. If somebody isn't adding to or improving something in your life, then you need to reconsider their position, right? Because especially right now, we're going to see a lot of empathic people will be being sucked back into these 3D situations, these narcissistic situations. And I even was like, have I also been being fooled by this? Yes. Oh my goddess. Look at that at 13 minutes. So you see what I'm saying? We have to stop and we have to take a little bit of tune in, check in, and be like, wait a second, you know? And when I tune in and I check in and I ask my intuition and my guides and all this stuff, right? When I do this and when I actually do it, I know very clearly. And if I have to tell, look at that, at 13:33. And if I have to tell certain people like, no, I'm not into that, I'm not entertaining that, I'm not doing that, then that's what it is, right? Because what we are doing is we're saying, this is the level of what we're accepting to this point, like from this point forward even, right? Like forgiveness is important. Look at that, I spit at you guys about that. Spitting the knowledge. Forgiveness is important for self, for moving forward and for healing. However, does that mean, you know, not forgive and forget, like I'll never forget, you know, like elephant style, elefante. But no, not like that, right? But it is like that, to where it's like the forgiveness is more to self. Like I forgive myself for making choices based on what I thought was best at this moment, which I now see maybe was good for a lesson or a blessing, right? It was okay, right? For that. But now I realize that actually, like, I can take the lesson and learn and say, okay, that's amazing. But at the same time, I can say, okay, now I recognize that ahead of time, and I'm not going to allow that to become the standard way anymore. And if that means I sound like a dick to other people when they ask me, so when they're not being direct or clear or concise. It's like, no, I've gone long enough. We're adults. We need direct, clear communication. So if you have something you want to say, that's great. If you have something you want to do, put it on the table. If not, some will, some won't. So what next? I'm my opinion on this, right, is basically like, you guys, I channel literally every day, right? I don't want to sit here and play guessing games on whether you like me or what you want or what to do or how to make the moves next in a relationship, right? It's something I get paid for. That's something I do when I have the energetic, like, that's not something I'm about to go into a fucking relationship doing. It's not cute. It's not cute. It's like, I'm not trying to play guessing games. Like, people are shy, say, I'm shy, but I really want to know you. Then I can deal with it accordingly, but I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, people try to hang out for days or say they want to see the art project or whatever, but then just fucking wasting my time. I don't have time for this shit. I don't have time for this shit, you guys. Like, I have other artists, other people, other things that are helping to, make something happen. So, if you like me, support the project, make a fucking donation, maybe put a piece of art up for auction to put towards my project, share my project, like, this shit is basic. Doesn't matter if you're fucking shy or not, it's common sense, people. So anyways, enough with my rant. You guys, enough with my dealing with weird people. So, drink water, stay hydrated. So let's go. It's 7:30. Let's go. 17:30. So I started pulling these cards, right? And I wasn't really asking any question. I just know that the universe was like, time for a love read. So here we go, you guys. And whatever, if you want to complain about my ranting, like, go somewhere else. I don't care. Like, this is my channel. I do what I want. I do what I want. So the first card, abundance. How come I can't see? I need to put this. Hold on. See if that works. Different lights in different areas. I need to actually go through the stuff my friends set up. I know there's probably some lights and some other stuff that I actually need. My helper lady was supposed to come, but she didn't come today. And that's how I love Bali, right? It's ceremony. So I'm like, oh, yeah. Salamat Bulan Baru. It's a new moon, right? Their calendars are on point, so they know when the new moon is, which is cool, right? Because this is 9. So completion, 22. Today is the 22nd in Bali, Indonesia. How about that? So, yeah, super cool. And we're in a 9 year, right? 2025. So 9/22/9. So that's cool. It's like this mirroring. So we're coming to a completion with the duality and the partnership. I guess that's the download I was supposed to be sharing. So abundance coming in. The abundance can be in partnership. It can be in money. It can be in things. It can be in different things, right? Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. So let me talk about this, you guys, before we get too deep into the manifestation, right? Now, in the last video, I was telling you guys about how it's, probably in a lot of videos actually, how it's really important to hold our vision, right? To have this idea, this vision, and to hold the vision. Now, something that's really important, weird, my PayPal just opened. So if you want to send me a PayPal or you want to email me, for personal or private reading. I'm just going to drop it now because that's the universe's way of saying divinity within thee at Gmail or at PayPal, you guys. Just like the name on my YouTube or my Instagram, wherever you're seeing this. I don't know why it popped up. Don't even know how it opened. That's some shit, right? So bring in the abundance. Let's go. So in the state of manifestation, right? I was talking about this the other day, how what's important when we are manifesting, right? And it's important to say, this is what I'm ready for, to ask for it, to be open to receiving it, but to not like lord over it, right? So what's really important right now as we're in this new moon in the eclipse, normally new moons are for manifesting. Now, something that I told you guys before, manifest things that you have already, have already been working on, that you're bringing back in. Hold the vision, your life's goal or passion. Now, if you just figured out what that was and you're still holding it in from the beginning of the eclipse or whatever, okay. But the reality is the best rituals, and I told you guys to do this, is cleansing, cleaning. If you want to write letters of whatever, releasing. I told you guys this from the last eclipse. If you want to go back and check out that video, but cleansing, also writing all of the things that we are finally ready to release. Right? Virgo likes detail-oriented things. Right? They are very detail-oriented. They're gonna see all of it, all of the little extras. And so all those little extra things, right? Clean the space, clean the body, clean whatever. Do all of it. You're going to feel amazing. Everything's going to start working for you. And what you're going to do is you're going to clear areas. So now if this means clear relationships, clear places, clear lovers, if this means clear your closet, your fridge, right? I did everything. I'm not going to lie. Not even. I did everything. Even stuff that came off my altar. Look at that, 2222. So, I was like, this is the one, the citrine. Look at that. I was bringing it in for abundance during this read. Look at that in the first card. This one came off of my altar up here. Normally I have this beautiful shell that has all these different coins from all over the world, different things, and it's just pouring over, and the citrine normally sits in there to allow the abundance to flow. Now there's some feng shui behind that of what sits where and what corner direction, by which door, blah, blah, these types of things. So, but with everything, it's intention. So what our intention is and how we hold that intention is everything. Now during this eclipse, new moon, let's not focus on manifesting new things. Let's focus on the things that we already started or that we put into process a long time ago actually becoming the reality, right? Like, how does that look? Like, before we start asking or manifesting other new things, how does that original thing, like, that we wanted, right? There's this saying that's like, imagine like what it's like, right? Where you have, when you were manifesting or asking for everything that you have now, and you came to this point, and we're so used to more that sometimes we don't get to stop and say, wait, everything that I have now is something that I actually was asking for like so long ago, and like, wow, here I am, fuck yeah, go self, woohoo. So it's important that we take note and we take gratitude and we say thank you, and we decide from this intuitive space what is still working, what is stagnant, what is prevention, and you make space or you make pathways, right? So I'm just like, I don't know. I need to just like open and see what enters. As different things enter, different people, different things, different circumstances enter, right? How we choose to respond and deal with them is going to dictate how the universe chooses to respond. We're letting it know, right? We're letting source, universe, creator, right? We're letting it know the frequency of what we fucking want more of. You want more abundance, right? Pick up the citrine, go walk around. You know what I'm saying? Like, find things that make you feel good. Find things that are connected to those, right? Little things, right? Little things. Figure it out. So, abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Gratitude and bliss. So, yeah, just remember it's about the completion, right? The 9, the eclipse. It's like the fucking ending and the beginning. So, it's like get rid of whatever was blocking this actual bigger dream or manifestation or goal to come in to play. Get rid of that. Like, make space. Even if you don't get rid, like, you have to be able to let go, right? It's a thing. You have to say, I don't know what's going to happen. I surrender. It's the faith, right? This is like why organized religion is so huge. It's just get people hooked on this faith. But what if the faith that you were hooked on is in yourself, in your actual divinity? Right? Like, mind blown, but like actually it shouldn't be blown, right? That's why I created this channel and I started this as this divinity within thee, because I am here to be a reflection to let you know that we are all divine, right? It's from within. It's like that saying, like, everything you need comes from within. It's real. You shouldn't have to search too far out. Now, of course, you can catch the exterior abundance and other stuff like that. Sorry, I have this blue under my nail, so weird. You can catch the abundance and other things through and with other things. Ding. Okay, don't look at my nails. This is why I get nails all the time, so I don't look at them, I don't see things under them, and I don't bite them. It's bad. So abundance. Then we have the chaser. Chaser and codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. So a lot of what's been going on with the collective, or the wound, right? The wound that we've been healing. Why does this still seem dirty to me? The wound that we've been collectively healing is, hold on, you guys. Okay. Better or not? I don't know. Maybe it's just reflecting because the sun. So I feel like the wound that we've been collectively healing is this too independent, too codependent, right? Because the thing is we can create a codependence on the independence, right? So as much as I was like, everybody go away from me, what I realized is I was like, oh, okay, no, this is just about me tuning in and creating other community, like people that are on a different level, right? So what we have to realize is there is a certain amount of codependency that I realize that, right? Like, I spend a lot of time on my boat and just like by myself. And so what I realized in that state is like there is a certain amount of codependency. You know, it's like I just want to go and be in my house by myself because I realize I'm still doing it, right? I have everything I need, all of my stuff to make all of my art, to do this, to do that. And it's like I go back and forth with myself. Now, my nervous system regulation and my channeling, right, is always like on the top of the list. So it wins, and rest, naps, little nappy naps win mostly. But the thing is right, I feel that even I, myself, I have a bit of a codependency, and I didn't realize that it existed until I had this other person who was actually codependent, and it was like really bothering me, and then I really wanted to be by myself. And then as I am, right, what do I realize in it is that I'm also have this interesting dependency or addiction to that leave me alone, you know? And there is beauty within that, but at the same time, you know, we learn the most when we're having relationships with people. And I mean, obviously, intimate relationships, right? We're going to learn the most because it's going to bring up different things that we would never get brought up in any other situation. But any type of relationship, we're really getting all of these things being brought up, being brought into our face. So, yes, our relationship with self is important, and it's important to do the self introspective and all of this stuff. Like I said, now is a great time. This eclipse time is a great time to be doing that. Now, if you have somebody you're, trying to work on things with or whatever, you're trying to do stuff, then like now is also a great time. Not to manifest them, to be present, right? To say, whew, ready for this shift together. But, some people aren't ready. Some people aren't ready, and we can't force anybody to be ready, right? I don't fuck with free will. I don't want to lose my powers because you don't want to step into yours. Oh. So it's this fear of abandonment. And I feel like we as independent people, right, as recluses or, have many friends that are neurodivergents, we get stuck on this. I love to be independent. I love to be by myself. The world can, and COVID did that a lot, right? It taught people to be by themselves. But as we're coming into this age, and we're in this age of Aquarius, right? And as we're coming into this, all this energy, it's really about collective co-creation, right? This is the Aquarius is about community, right? It wants to bring everyone on board, right? I just don't want to have a slip. Never normally slips, but just in case. It's about bringing in, like creating this new community, creating these big ideas and saying, yes, we're gonna make them into a reality now together. It's this very like, what is it, Bug's Life or Ants or whatever that is, where it's like, if we realize, that there's all of us and there's only this many of them, then whatever. So that's where we're at, so you have to understand there is this chaser element also to being hyper independent. And let me just be the first one to call this out, with also being a wound that still exists within the collective, because then we have this not enough, right? Frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues, jealousy. So what happens is it's like either we become jealous maybe because the other person is more capable than us, maybe they're able to achieve more, and so we want to distract them or whatever, and I just say we, like, as a very, look at this blue, it's driving me crazy. I'm just saying, like, right, this is something that we're healing collectively, right? Not enough. So if you're frustrated, first look at yourself. What am I getting frustrated with, right? What is the lack of confidence, the self-sabotage, the fear or ego issues, the jealousy? So with my last person, as loving and compassionate as they were, there was this inner, this ego, this narcissism, this inner jealousy that was overriding, because they didn't want me to get more attention because they were this big deal and they were trying to get back to that spot. And instead of realizing I'm traumatized, it's going to take me a minute to get back to that spot. So I want to support this person and keep them in that spot that they keep me in. That's not how it happened. It was more like keeping somebody caged. But under the premise of wanting them to shine. So we do this, right? We sabotage. And how to go back and forth with myself. Am I self-sabotaging? Am I... No, 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 no. Yes and no, right? Pushing people away that want to show up and be present for us can be self-sabotaging. However, saying, actually, this is a level of toxic, or you're not helping me to get, where I need to be, or whatever it is, right? You have to come to that point of not enough. Like, it's not about the other person not being enough. It's what our mirror image is of ourselves. If we valued ourselves better, right? Like this abundance card, if we weren't trying to chase, right? If we weren't trying to chase this other person's approval, then we wouldn't feel like we weren't enough. If we were in the state of abundance and gratitude and bliss, then we would say, okay, and we would move to the next card, right? X, break up, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. So it's like, then we would say, wait, I'm not repeating this, right? I realize the pattern. Life is a series of remembrance. It's pattern recognition. So once we realize the pattern, then we can fucking cut it out, right? That's what quantum is, right? So it's like this once we've acknowledged something, it will change. I mean, not by itself, but just acknowledging that there is a problem or an issue or something or a pattern, right? And saying, oh, okay, that didn't work. I don't want to repeat that. Then whatever. So this means we have to, and this doesn't just mean a person. This is a love reading, so obviously this is talking about a person. So a lot of us are probably experiencing breakups at this time, have broken up, are going through it, are in a space of separation, right? And for a lot of us are feeling this silent treatment. A lot of us are feeling this abandonment, right? It's like, where were you when I needed you? It's another form of manipulation, of abandonment, because when the person is a narcissist, they need more attention. So the needs don't happen. Now this happens a lot, I just want to say, for empaths, okay? So just be aware. Soulmates. Look at that. Soul connection, partnership agreement, soul contract. Now, what you're going to realize is, as we're coming through this eclipse, this close of this eclipse season, that a lot of soul contracts, especially karmic ones and other ones, right? There is a lot, even for twin flames and stuff like this, right? Like, I had this wild ride about two, like, because I can see so far back, right? So then I'm like, how do you have two from different from different planets, from different timelines now, because all the timelines and everything are colliding. Hang with me here. So what we're seeing is a lot of endings and things like this with the acts from the soul contracts that we had. We may have had partnerships or agreements. We may have completed them. Some of them may not be completed. Some of them may not be moving or evolving forward. Therefore, it's time to sever, end the contract. Now, we can't really cord cut. I talked about this in another video, right? We can do it as a mental or an emotional thing, but not really on a soul level. But now the contracts, we can say, thank you. I've fulfilled this contract. I'm signing off now. Do you know? We're coming to the agreement that this contract, we've fulfilled it to the best of our knowledge or extent. And so that's what's happening. You guys are going to see a lot of that. And as that happens, right? As we let go, as we cut the dead weight of ones that weren't working, we're going to see the ones that are working. Now, all of a sudden, we're going to be a vibrational match, right? Because we had to get rid of this other stuff. We had to clear the space, right? Every time I've gained a lot and lost a lot in life, the universe has told me, make space, make space, make space. And I've gotten rid of things and got it, like crazy, like crazy. And, we don't always know, but I trust in faith and I surrender to that. And I just say, okay. And I say, okay, I learned the lesson, right? Life is a series of remembrance. Like now I remember who these people are, maybe what some of the soul contracts were, or some of the soul ties that we had in different lifetimes and why we're drawn to people, right? This has been big for me because I'm a seer, right? So I can see so many different lifetimes that I've had these different people and exchanges and lovers, and it's intense. But yeah, I see all the different times and evolutions and the things that people built or created in the overtime, and it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful. So know that when we cut or release or whatever, if it's something that is meant to come back or return to us in some extent, then there's this little cute little spider, then it will, right? Divine timing will be at play. But also know that what the breakup or like a lot of this stuff that is happening is part of a contract or an agreement that is coming to close, that has been closed. Let it close, right? Let it close. What stays or returns after eclipses is going to be a whole nother thing, right? You'll see, but let old cycles, old people, old phases, let them close out, right? For me, okay, I'm going to still ask and receive the things that I need, but I'm going to accept that, like, that hurt. That hurt. I didn't deserve that. I won't put up with that. And be clear and concise and direct about all of my needs and wants and whatever from the beginning, from now on. And then we don't worry about it, right? So learn the lesson, figure out the agreement, sign off on the contract, and then boom, the Phoenix. Here we go. The Phoenix, new phase, rekindle, renew, transform, growth, change of mind. So now, I just want to say, for some of you guys, this will mean that some things will rekindle. Now, this may mean some other people may be coming back from the past. Now, this also can mean past life soul connections. It could be now entering as a new relationship in this timeline, right? Because there is love like that there is this strong connection that needs to complete. So the people that are letting, right, the light, the star that's letting it burn and saying, okay, it's like as we step into our light, our power, our flame, it will, as we change our mind and keep focused, it will allow us this beautiful new phase, this evolution, right? This phoenix and this transformation, right? Renew, all these things. Imagine it's like the eclipse is like we've gone through the depths, we've gone through the darkness, right? When the moon or the sun gets blocked out, right? We went through the darkness. We went into our inner psyche, into our shadows, into our depths. It's like a little dress rehearsal before we go into winter. And then we also have the autumnal equinox, right? We're about to enter fall. Look at that. That was at 44:22. So we're entering now we're moving forward. We're entering this new phase, this new connectivity, this new, where are we, right? And it's really important that we're very strong and sturdy in our values, in our requests, in our boundaries, in our understandings, in our connections, our exchanges, our relationships. Like, it's really important that we burn anything that isn't serving us anymore. That way, the only thing we're entertaining from this moment forward is of this echelon, right? It's so important. Like, it has to be minimally here. And as we hit this growth and we become the phoenix ourselves, then look what happens. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming, fun, flirting. Want to date you, you know? I thought it was interesting. My friend told me today, you can't deal with I mean, you can deal with somebody that's kind of shy, but I don't know if it would be a good match. You need someone that can kind of rap back with you, you know? Otherwise, you spend so long. Like your soul has to speak or understand the same language. Otherwise, you spend your lifetime attempting to express, right? There's like a quote, it's like something like this, but this is really real. This is really real. It's like, find your frequency, right? And as soon as you like yourself, like, my value isn't tied to somebody else or something else. It isn't tied to an item. It isn't tied to an idea. It isn't tied to a brand or a person, a situation. It's not tied to it. And the sooner that we can realize that, the better we'll be, right? Then we'll be reflecting this back in, and this is what we get: the boat. Receiving what you need, progress, arriving, moving on, closure, issues. So yeah, we can remember, sometimes the closure that we need is just understanding that we're done with that pattern. Life is a series of remembrance, so understand that we're done with the patterning, right? We're done with the repetition of that. Yeah, look at this. Bottom of the deck energy, coffin. Rest in peace. Endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition, okay? Scorpionic energy. We have Scorpio. We have all this stuff going on. I think Mars just moved into Scorpio. This is one of its ruling planets. We have, for this eclipse, we have Virgo in the anaretic degree, 29. You guys, too much. Stay on it. So, for all you lovers out there, let's go. It wants me to do this deck. I haven't done this deck in a while. Ooh. A lot of us were walking away from old situations or circumstances. Okay? Some of us put a lot of work in, and after all the work that we put in, I gotta move this just in case while I'm shuffling. All the work that we put in, we don't have to keep putting it in now. We have to allow ourselves to receive. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh. Come into a union, right? We will be successful. Victory. Okay. Victorious. Okay, guys. Let's see if I can get this. Okay. So, dear universe, source, creator, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, archangels, our beautiful, protective, loving aliens, Galactic Federation, and all those ancestors and amazing people that mean only for the highest, best, most loving timeline that there is. We thank thee for only delivering messages of love and light, bringing clarity with the highest vibrational frequency for the collective. Love. Love, 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 love. Bottom of the deck energy, the Magician. Hey. So this is really about, hello, dear. Moon, the next card, bottom of the deck energy. Hello, dear. This is about having the infinite potential, having all of the tools. If you notice, the Magician has all of the tools accessible to him. He also has the light or the flame from the white and the black similar to what you see in the High Priestess or the Chariot, right? He has the control, right? Here we are, the moon. You see the new and the full. As we've gone through this lunar cycle, I'm just going to channel with you guys as I'm pulling these. As we move through this lunar cycle or phase, as we come again to this new one, we have seen we've seen the ripple or the effect. Now this is 9 energy. We've come to a completion, right? Where we once began, we're now allowing to be complete. Whatever was hidden shall now be celebrated. Wow, the path shall unfold and begin to show itself. When we step out of this emotional state, the path shall unfold itself, right? And when we step out of this emotional state, the moon is about secrets or things like this. So if we're going in this new moon and it's an eclipse, right? So it's about taking out the light and then bringing back the light. So it's similar, I would think, to new moon energy. To full moon energy, where it's illuminating all of the things. So it's like maybe giving us a chance. We got strength here. It's giving us a chance to gather our strength, get our shit together, and say, okay, to tame, to see the shadow, right? See what's hidden, right? We become the magician. We become the magician of the secrets, the lies, the deception, whatever has been hidden. We find the strength to tame the beast, right? To create the beast into beauty, right? To really merge the two. And this comes from the judgment. I don't know if they'll let me show this. I guess this is a problem with YouTube. Whoops. Woo! Sorry. So judgment, I don't know if you can see that. Judgment. So we look at that, rising like the phoenix. So we have to know that a lot of the strength is coming from how we are judging ourselves. Are we getting past, are we coming back to this authentic state, right? Are we rising in this state of keeping this positive mindset and in this phoenix state, right? Like I deserve X, Y, and Z, right? Are we balancing? Yeah. Are we keeping this balanced, right? Are we keeping the thoughts? Now, we see a lot in the air and the ship, right? We see the infinity knot here, but we also see him on this tightrope, right? And he's above the clouds and he's with the moon. So this is our subconscious, right? This is also our thoughts, right? And our actions. And this is physical matter, right? Because he's holding the 2 of Pentacles. So know that everything is affected, and when we can manage that, then we can ultimately find the balance. And when we find the balance, then we find the duality, right? The partner or whatever. Messages for the collective. Love. Sun. So that's our happiness, that's our joy, that's our new beginning. And look at, again, that's the 1 and the 9. The 1 and the 9. It's like the first card, the magician, and you know. So happiness. Happiness is a warm gun. Shout out to the Beatles. I love them. Ooh, 2 came out. Okay. So happiness, I would guess, by seeing these next 2 cards coming out like this. The 5 of Cups and the Hangman. Now, the 5 of Cups is normally someone is focused so much on what the spilt milk, the spilt wine that has already happened that they're missing out on these 2 other cups. They're missing out on this other thing. So with the Hangman on the right side up, what I would say is we're finally getting to this point, right? Because this and the Sun are under the soulmates and the Phoenix, right? So what's happening is we're rising above this. As soon as we stop focusing on the shit from the past, right? We're out of this hang state. We're out of this stagnant state. And we're allowing the space for this new to enter. So, yeah, the guides are saying, mind what we think about, right? Here we go. Death, card of Scorpio. 13, we got the rose, we got everything here. The butterfly, so this is death and rebirth. So allow for the ending, like allow to let that be the old news. Just something that happened, because you can't, he who dwells in this past surely has no future. Then we have the world. So yes, the ending and then the beginning, right? Come on, you guys. Death and then the world. The ending. Endings bring new beginnings. Look at that. That one looks like it's about now, coming in fall. And this one is like, woo, let's go. Is it spring? I don't know. There's like mountains. There's all these different ones here. I see land, water, fire, air. Wow, that's cool. I never saw it before in the card. So that's what's going on, y'all. Yeah. So when we let this go, when we let the old die. Yeah, the Tower in reverse. When we let the old die, we don't have to do this anymore. It's literally just something we're fighting with our own mind, maybe our thoughts. Maybe for some of you guys, you're thinking about the past loved one, or you're staying in this addiction, maybe porn, or maybe other things like this, right? It can be sexual. Or maybe you're just too focused on that when you're coming together, right? Maybe you're too focused on that part that you're blocking. You're creating your wait to be longer, right? When she's over here like, bro, it's September, bro. I'm just sitting here. And he's like, oh, I'm just trying to work with all these people. I know it's getting old, but like, look at it. Doesn't this look perfect? It's like, stop playing around. Let's go. Let's go. Union time. Let's come together. Let's make something happen. Victory. Boom. And then look, here's the king finally looking happy to match this queen who was sitting there by herself. So, yeah, all it really takes is making a decision. The Two of Swords. All it takes is making the decision, right? Making the decision, like, this is what's going on. And, like, the ships are coming in. Not that we're waiting, not that it's there, what does it feel like now, right? Find the balance. What does it feel like now? Not after it's come. Not I have to do all this stuff before you come or before this, whatever, action. Like, it will come in quick. Knight of Swords. It will come in quick with action, able to speak. Like, the words and the thing, the words and the actions will come clearly and concisely when you just follow, when you know what's going on. Yeah, look, the Emperor. You got to understand that we're creating this new foundation, this new base, and that's what's happening. And that's what the Emperor does, right? And it's like we're moving past this heartache. Yeah, look at this. The High Priestess. And we're tapping into what we know, okay? So that's great. The Emperor and the High Priestess, that's cool. So what that still shows me is maybe it's not the direct pair, but we're moving towards that, right? We can work with that. Chariot. We're in alignment. We're moving towards it. We're figuring out how to balance. We're figuring out how to balance the 3D earth structure, right? How to create this with the spiritual, with this, right? We can move forward from the physical and this and create this new thing. Okay, this is cool. This new thing together. We just have to move past this. The devil energy, okay? We have to move past the need for all of these 3D things, right? For all these base earth needs, which is like, I want to go this way, I want to go that way, I want to be alone, I want to, all of it is part of it, right? The codependency, the needing attention, the needing things, whatever, right? Unless we're working together, right? Unless we're figuring out where all of our strengths are and working together, like, we're not going to get this wheel of fortune. We're going to be sitting here with a missed opportunity. So we want this wheel of fortune. So move past this devil energy, right? Move past it so you don't miss, look at it, so you don't miss the opportunity. And there's the Empress. She's there getting ready to birth it, gestating, weaving, right? Seriously, yeah. Messages coming in for a lot of you. You guys may receive a message, a text, a phone call. Fool, somebody is ready to make this leap of faith. Oh my goodness. Knight of Cups. Someone wants to make this offering of love. They want to make this gesture. They're coming in. This is definitely a past soulmate. This is somebody that really wants to do something big. They've been doing something big. They've been working really hard, and they're like, this is my wish, this is my dream, and I'm not giving up on it. Like, this is the energy that I get. Like, I'm not giving up on it. Like, I work too damn hard. I may be the wounded warrior. I may have been going inside, doing all this work, right? I may have been the hermit. I may have been hiding. But this is also the card right now of Virgo, of September. I found the light from within. I know what my wish fulfillment is, my happiness, my emotional joy. Like, what gets me to this state, right? Probably have to use this. And that's the Lovers. You guys. But we have to stop holding on to this earthly thing. So this is like, maybe some of you guys could be, okay, so for some of you guys, there is something having to do with money, like somebody wanting to hold on or not wanting to be open, or somebody feeling like somebody is more about money. And there's an energy of, well, it's going to take longer if you want more. For some, there is somebody that was promising that's just been taking too long, and we don't need the Knight, we need the other one. So this is single, successful, good. So this is the energy. So it's like, if we stay in this Venus state, this open Venus state, then we won't miss the opportunity. But the person has to stop the miser, the Four of Coins. You have to stop making it about this or that, right? We really have to stop that. And we have to trust that everything will be provided, and, allow for that abandonment wound to go, right? Allow for the heartbreak to go. Know the things that felt like abandonment, things that felt like heartache, things that felt like attack, things that felt like superficial love in and out just for passion or whatever. Notice that that's what they were. Take the lesson, notice the pattern, and let go, right? Let go. It won't be somebody, again, the Knight of Wands. So before it was the King, now it's the Knight. It won't be somebody coming in just trying to whatever. Now, I do feel a strong energy of that. Like the person wanting to be physical, and that can be a lot of what has been blocking, right? Because it's creating a little bit of a distortion in the field. So think of it in like a sensual, loving way, right? Less aggressive, less defensive, and less hyper-focused on that. Because what's happening is the other person it's bringing up heartache for them. It's reminding them of maybe something else that happened. Yeah. They don't want to think about this anymore. What they want is either show up or leave me alone. But I see this lovers and the empress and the emperor and all of this, it's just like you have to take action. You have to make a decision and you have to take action. It's just a thing. It has to happen, and it can't just be an in and out. I believe that this person. So I feel like there's two people. So one person is more in and out, or maybe there's multiple people. I don't know. One person is more in and out. It's just a very passionate connection, or maybe it's just more lustful, right? Maybe that's the devil, where it's just like, oh well, this person fulfills my sexual fantasies or something like this. Maybe you're more physically or sexually attracted. But the thing is it's not fulfilling the soul, right? Yeah, we have to move on from that. Look at that, the swan. The guy is actually going in the boat with all the ferryman is like invisible carrying him. Look at that stars across the way. Can you see that? You see it in the cave? Going to smoother waters to this magical land. Yeah. And that's where the justice comes in, when we actually decide a new path and we're like, I'm not entertaining that same path. For some of you guys, it can mean moving to a new place, a new house, a new country. Um, a lot, I think people some want to move in, right? Some will want to move to another place. They want to move with you, okay? So make moves moving forward. But I am feeling a little bit of distraughtness and a little bit of overprotectiveness. So don't be overprotective, right? Again, defensive. Don't be defensive. Be open with your heart, okay? Yeah, be open with your heart. Make a small offering. See what happens, right? See what happens, and don't be defensive when somebody is clear and direct with you, right? Say, wow, thank you. Now I understand where you're coming from. And look at that, the Ten of Cups. And that's how we ultimately get to this space, this new path, this new offering, this new thing that comes into the physical is like when we're at that emotional contentment. So, you guys, this is super beautiful. We got some things ending and some things beginning and some let me know. Let me know what happens. I can't wait to see. I'm just going to keep holding in like, okay, bring it, right? I'm going to be like feminine and stay in this receptive mode and always just vision that my best and highest possible outcome is exactly what's coming for me, and to maintain my happiness and my vibrational frequency so that, and to clear and clean things, declutter things, that way it can actually come in and manifest. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share, drop a heart, or share a story if it resonates. That really helps people actually when they can see comments and stuff that other people left. It really helps people so they can feel like they're connecting with same stories or situations that people have. So remember, you're ultimately the magician of your story and you're creating it. So conduct your love accordingly. As always, infinite blessings, love, and light. I'm Zoe. Ciao for meow.